Hey guys, welcome and hello, and welcome and hello. Thank you for joining me on an extremely special, prescient edition of Un Poco Mas, the show where we give you just a little bit more. I know I haven't been doing a lot of shows lately, but just been really busy with life and had some, like I said, some stupid surgery. So painful. Take care of your teeth, stupid. But anyway, guys, welcome and hello, and welcome. They call me Danny Deals. They call me Cornbread because I'm moist doughy and I crumble under pressure. They call me the Tugboat because I am short in stature. I pull more than my own weight and I'm rarely far from my home port. They call me Stubby Cohiba because I accidentally cut part of my penis off with a Vitamix blender in Miami, Florida around 1982. They call me Stock Karen because I am a huge Karen and I enjoy the stock market. What else do they call me? I don't know. They rarely, if ever, call me late for dinner. That old bit. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. It's un poco mas. So a lot of you have been asking me to talk about Nio. I'm still, balls deep, as the analysts say at the business schools, in the Nio stock. I do have shares. I also have some leaps, options expiring that I bought, some time ago, all through, I don't know, 2026, all the way now. The newer ones out to 2027. I was just buying some leaps the other day off the lows, I think around 350. If you take a look at sort of this, I don't know, you can't even really call it like bar coding. It's more like, you know, thoracic surgery suture. Whatever you call this thing. I mean, this is probably the least organic trading of any stock I've ever been involved with. I mean, it's just the algos have been on this thing for so long. I guess the shorts, have to have been making an absolute fortune. They've just been walking this thing down for the last 3.5 years, all with a degree of surgical precision. Even the most ardent bull has to respect and just do a tip of the cap and not a wag of the finger, as that old bit goes. I think it's a Daniel Tosh bit. I think he stole it, might have stolen that from Sports Center. Um, a lot of the comedy coming through like was derivative of like early Sports Center bits. Hey, that guy looks a lot like Vanneral Wright. That is Vanneral Wright. That asshole. Sorry. Tell you about the time I almost got beat up by a group of drunk guys for not being positive if someone was Vanneral Wright. Awkward. Anyway, guys, so we know it's an algo. We know it's a walk down. It's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It doesn't really matter if you're bag holding, unless you have a time machine or, a bunch of really good drugs. You can't go back. So the point is, what do you do now? Is this the low? I mean, I don't think the stock is going to go that far below zero. Um, if you take a look at the chart, it kind of reached this inflection point where this horizontal sort of line that had, sort of roughly, I don't know, it's not really anything in terms of charting. There's no pattern there. It's kind of a mess, but it just kind of hung around this, level and sort of consolidated there a little bit through 2019, and then took off from this level, which is like, a little bit below $4. Then you just see this massive pump and dump. Now, this is a critical little area right here at 27 because you see this line was kind of support here as it was walking down, support all right through here, and then it flips and then it becomes a really neat resist. So this algo has been, working this slope for some time, and then this bottom support slope again held up until right here, and then it just has to level off. Because a stock of this size, even though they're burning a lot of cash, with the sales they have, sort of the gravitas, the reputation in China, this is a very desired product among sort of the mid-high, tier, the upwardly mobile, probably the middle management suck-ups in, the Chinese office space community. So, Peter, looks like you've been missing a lot of work. Well, I wouldn't say I've been missing it, Bob. One of the greatest things, the interview with the Bobs. Would you tell us a little more? Yeah, we really like the Bobs. It's a Bob Spankowski. It's a jump to conclusions, man. You see, there's all these conclusions, and you jump to them. What's going on? The great Alberto Berti Aviles joined us. Finally, we have a wrench in the room. Keep folks like Maria Powell in line. It's Hexagon Lexicon. Tell us more. Tell us more. I don't even know what I'm talking about, my friend. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame anybody. I mean, if you think it's dead money and selling at 370 or 4 is a lot better than selling at 1. So if you think it's just going to continue to walk down this line and hit next to 0 and they're just going to keep burning cash, the reason I don't really believe that is that I think they were right about swap. I think CATL, the government, recognizes that. I think people are starting to work with CATL, which is going to be good. And you see the dominance of BYD, not only in the numbers they're selling, but in this price war, what they're able to do with their margins. I mean, they put out a sedan with some smart driving features. It starts at like $7,000, a Seagull. I'm glad, Nio, even the Firefly product, it's not on that, lower subcompact. You remember when like the Tercel was like Toyota's sort of like super subcompact, it's like the cheapest car they made. And then like the Tercel like kind of got phased, and then they like a Yaris. And you get like these 3-cylinder cars. Like they had like a compact, and then they made like a subcompact, and then they made like a super subcompact. Like when I get one of those Ubers, I have absolutely no prayer. Like, excuse me, sir, I'm really fat and I can't get in this back seat. Is there any way you could move all your shit off the front? I'll just jump in here with you. Sweet. Just keep it chill. Oh, what's up, Vladdy Z? The great Vladdy Z has joined us in his red baseball cap. Great Vladdy Z, welcome and hello. The great Premium of the Option, Mr. Premium of the Option, back again, back for more punishment. So, guys, looking at this chart, what can we ascertain? I mean, not much. It doesn't really tell us anything, because a chart really doesn't matter without knowing about the fundamentals of the company, unless you're really short term. If you're just momentum trading, swing trading over a period of weeks or days or minutes, yeah, the underlying doesn't make any difference. But that's not how I look at things. I mean, I look at swap and I look at it from a perspective of, how does a fixed battery in almost any way make more sense than swap? It's a little bit hard to say, a little bit of a tongue twister there. What's going on, Lisa? Let's see who else is here. We got Brian with a Y. We got the Ghost here. We got, of course, the great Alberto Berti Aviles. We've got, of course, the greatest moderator. I don't have his hat on right now, but it's not a lurker, the original moderator. We still have no idea what happened to Alberto's cousin, who's officially our third moderator. The great Hexagon Lexicon, of course, has joined us. Yeah, Maria, it's boring as hell. I mean, who wants to see a stock go from like 70 to 3 and just get kicked repeatedly in both testicles with a steel toe boot? It's like, what's it like investing in Nio? Well, just try punching yourself in the groin until you vomit. Pretty much like the experience. What's the line ride? Oh, it's a simulation of a real life line. Yeah, it's pretty sweet, I guess. What's up, Pipcat? The hell's going on? So anyway, why am I still in the stock? Like, I think the shorts have really held this thing down. Institutional ownership like ticked up a tiny bit, but if you look at the short let me tell you something. The short volumes on CRISPR have gone, I've never seen anything like this. Today it was 74. I mean, I think the short volume has been over 70 like the last 5 days, and they were already at 25%. I mean, they are going insane on that stock for no reason. They're just begging for just an epic biblical short squeeze. Anytime the big boys want to start one, that thing is going to go rolling downhill, and those shorts are going to get rolled up. It'll be like trying to have a bar fight with a bunch of Westies. Hey, what are you guys, stockbrokers? Oh, good. Excellent. Come on in. Yeah, you guys like whiskey? You guys play poker? Ah, excellent. That Rolex, is that real? Excellent. Excellent. Come on in. Have a couple of drinks. Ah, no, drinks are on the house. Excellent. Excellent. Me and the boys have a little poker game going in the back room. Of course, we take American Express. Hey, you boys buy in? Call you Pappy? You get a little cash down here? Oh, of course, I've never taken any money in a backroom poker game. And I've never been stabbed at said game. Not sought medical attention due to being intoxicated. That's never happened. Anyway, guys, welcome and hello and welcome. And I don't have the scars to prove. Oh man, used to gamble heavily and just drink heavily. It's a recipe for disaster. I was a really good gambler. That was a good part. Making money, making people angry. Like, those sort of alpha type A guys, like real gym guys, they don't like to lose at poker. You bluffed me. I know, man. It's like a big part of the game. It's not like a sin, like a muerta. Take it easy. But anyway, so they've been shorting Nio. You see this especially, over the last 5-6 trading days. And then if you take a look at what these turds did yesterday, they borrowed 15 million shares. Today, they supposedly returned 10 million. Don't believe the hype. Cost to borrow max, to quote the great Flavor Flav. Cost to borrow max running a little hot, as they say, at 13.34%. Cost to borrow average. This is how you know this isn't bullshit, because the cost to borrow max can spike to a one-time number. Cost to borrow average, 8.26%. Look at all these shares these Muyuks have on loan. These jamokes, these jabronis, these shoeshine all-stars, these truck stop champions. Okay, so they have 210 million shares sold short, and they have 435 million shares on loan. So while the short interest, it might be 14%, probably a bit higher, because since those official numbers come out, they've been shorting, mid to high 50s, which, as you know, is pretty aggressive. Now, CRISPR, they're shorting, literally the short volumes are 70%. I'm not making this up on CRISPR. They're just the short squeeze on CRISPR. I don't know, guys. I'm a math guy, and I'm looking at the shares. I'm looking at history. I'm looking at moves that happen with stocks like SoFi and Palantir. I mean, the institutional ownership on CRISPR is even higher than it ever was on Palantir. Palantir was like 80 something. I mean, CRISPR is literally in the 90s, and they're just shorting the stock, and it's barely going down. I mean, shorting a stock at 74% ratio and the stock doesn't even move, like 1%. Come on. I mean, come on. So anyway, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Not CRISPR. We're talking about Nio, ticker symbol NIO. So they have, 14% sold short. So they have about 30% of the shares already on loan. Utilization is already 96%. There's very, very few shares available. If cost to borrow starts pushing up to like 20%, they could be in big trouble if somebody puts a move on the stock. But somebody has to put a move on the stock, and it can't be me, because I don't have the juice. I'm a piker, not a little fish. I'm a minnow. I'm a nobody. I'm a grinder. I'm the other guy. I'm the guy who does his job. You must be the other guy. Gotta love Marky Mark and The Departed. What a great that was a perfect role for him. He's not a great actor. I mean, if you like Boogie Nights, everybody raves about his performance in Boogie Nights. I guess just because he's got a big schwanz. I don't know if that's the right word. What schwanz means. Just sounds like it means penis. I don't speak Yiddish or Hebrew or whatever that is, but just schwanz. I hope it means penis. Saw a shooting star up there. My wish was that schwanz means penis. Anybody could verify? Knows what language that is. I don't even know where I heard that. Guys, anybody like to toast me with a mini water? These pain pills are zonking me, man. Take care of your teeth. If I have 2 messages for you, don't drink and drive and take care of your teeth. Like floss 2-3 times a day. Tell you to floss once. Most of you, you know, lazy scumbags probably aren't even flossing once a day. Probably claiming you floss once a day. I'm like, oh, I'm going to skip it. Oh, hold on. I want to catch Jerry's final thought. Take care of yourselves and each other. Oh, I missed it. Honey, I missed it. You were talking. I missed the final thought. I wasn't talking, sweetheart. You were playing video games on the other TV. You fucking moron. What was that, honey? Nothing, dear. Anybody know what this show's about? Does this even have a point? Why can't we just let this channel die? Like Nio. Utilization night. Why? Like, here's my thing. If a stock's just dying and the problem, guys, the problem with you, as I see it, is that retarders who are hot and bothered for a stock got their back up and just, I want to defend my stock. Dude, it's not a game of King of the Hill. This is not I'm not trying to lose money by falling on my sword and being a martyr. I actually think Nio's a good company because they're turning the page and they made the necessary changes. The excess of youth. You think you're going to do everything. You think it's all a big panacea. You think the world is your oyster. Then you find out, you are the world's toilet. Like, the world is not lay itself out in front of you. You have to earn it. You have to take it. You have to take that market share from BYD. You have to earn that partnership with CATL. You have to build everything out on your own dime and almost go bankrupt before they build one single partner car. And they're going to stab you in the back. There's going to be a lot of Judases out there, Billy. You know that. You know that, my friend. I used to play poker with Bill Lee. Once took me for 20 grand, took the pink slip. Had one of those Chevy Sprints. Not the old GMC Sprint that was reminiscent of an El Camino. I'm talking a turbo Sprint, little 3-cylinder turbo. Beautiful vehicle. Chevy Sprint. Still drive one. It's my daily driver, my only driver. Beautiful little 86 Chevy Sprint. Get that bright orange reddish color. Yellow rally stripes. Still love that car. 4-speed manual. Got about 65 ponies. With the turbo fully engaged. Oh, if I was a lot thinner, car would be a lot faster. Probably 0 to 60 somewhere right around 13.5 seconds. Not too bad. Third gear, almost blowing up. Engine parts flying off. Are we at 60 yet? No, we're right around 20. Engine just blows up. I love blowing up cars. I love it when my engine blows up. I'm like, I got my money's worth out of that $400 car. Hey, honey, do you need to buy a third Opel? Oh, absolutely. Honey, this one looks like a little Corvette. Yeah, but you're too stupid to fix it. I know, right? So buy it? Like, I guess. Fucking fat moron. What'd you say, honey? I think I called you a fat moron. Oh, you usually don't say that part out loud. You pretend you said something else. You must be extra exacerbated today. You're really fed up with me. Insanely good. If it was Tesla developing battery swap ET9 affordable fee, yeah, I know. That's the thing, Urban. It's like they construct a narrative that says everything's going wrong, but there was a lot of excess. There was a lot of mismanagement. You don't want duplication and replication. Why do you need 2 battery swap networks, 3 brands, 3 sales structures, 3 service structures. The whole thing made no sense. The whole thing really made no sense. If you guys want a strong bullish article, if you follow Seeking Alpha, you probably know Juxtaposed Ideas, very smart, usually bullish, a lot of the same stocks that I happen to be bullish on. Talking about cheaply valued as bulls basically sort of defend that floor. It's kind of what we were talking about here, is this converted from this very, defined down bubble to basically a horizontal line, although it did break down slightly. You see, it did catch support again on this line. That was, this line has been resistance forever, since the beginning of 2022. Before that, it was support back here in 2021. Now, if right here, this flips and this, you see these 2 candles bounce off this line, if this becomes support again, and then this becomes support, this is going to make a big move to the upside. Big coiled spring theory here. The old tiny wing Mambo, the old short staff Lombada. You guys know what I'm talking about. Dirty dancing, keep the change. I don't know. You guys made a lot of funny comments about small wings. I don't know. I feel I have a pretty good audience here. It's not an intelligent audience. It's not a good-looking audience. It's not a well-endowed audience. It's not a wealthy audience. Not a particularly loyal or large audience. Can't really think of what I like about you guys. Gotta love the great M. Russo 215. And the rest of you guys can pound sand, but not M. Russo. M. Russo's all right. Oh, what's going on, J-Dub 300X? How you doing, my friend? My bald, beautiful amigo. What's going on? The great Eric Stats with 2 A's coming in. Double A, Buckshot. I'm going to call Eric Stats Buckshot from now on. Double aught, packs a punch. You guys got socks? Because we only have white. That's the only kind I wear. Guys, most of my trading strategies I learned from Llewellyn Moss. What are you doing, Llewellyn? Fixing to do something dumber than hell. Want to do it anyway. Like, that's my mantra. I love this fucking guy. Anyway, yeah, don't get me going on No Country for Old Men. I'll do the whole film. I do all the characters in the movie. Did you not hear me? We ain't at liberty to give out no information about our residents. Where does he work? Dude, the Shigura character, I don't know. I guess that must come from a book. I don't read books. I'm a big fat American moron. If you like ranch dressing, you don't read any books. It's a direct correlation. And if you use more than like 5 Chick-fil-A sauces for like a pack of chicken strips, you're definitely fat. You're definitely American. You're definitely hopeless. May as well take that double order of waffle fries and jump out a fucking window. Can I have your strawberry lemonade? I'll speak highly of you when you're gone. I'll put roses on your grave. As the Grateful Dead once said, the great Jerry Garcia. You guys ever follow the Dead as a teenager? Me neither. Oh, what's going on? Hexacon, Lexicon, sad face. We dumb as a mobile broke joke. Hey, join the club, buddy. Big shit sandwich. That's right. I've been doing other stuff, Hector. I've been traveling, working, loving, living. I seen him out there with their big bullum heads, loving and laughing and living. You guys watch Kids in the Hall? Kids in the Hall was hilarious. I love sketch comedy. I'm a comedian at heart. I mean, you wouldn't know it with my material being such horrible crap, but I never had any success. I never enjoyed any success, believe it or not. My comedy was not well received. I did some stuff as a writer. I used to fax some jokes in. a few things on late night. But I'll tell you, my audience would turn on me very, very quickly, and they would get violent. Oh, they'd get violent. Hey, who's this fat drunk guy on stage? He's talking about philosophy. Let's get him. Oh man. I think probably 2/3 of my shows I got assaulted before I got through like half the show. At least in terms of like a beer bottle upside the head, like firing from somewhere in the back row. But I mean, these little open mic comedy, there's not really any rows, like 3 people there. There are people who, want cheap beer and don't want to spend anything on a cover charge. They love to laugh. They also love to punch. They love to stab. They're passionate people. Sometimes people who love comedy are passionate. Doing some Peruvian nose clams, if you know what I mean. A la Charlie Kelly. Oh, forgot what this had to do with Nio. Anyway, guys, if you look at this article, this goes through, why the stock is really undervalued and why growth is about to explode and why you're already starting to see that. The cash burn is problematic, but I think they have a lot of avenues that are, that are favorable where they can raise money, be it the Middle East, be it these regional governments. They're getting a lot of partners for swap build out at the present time. As far as the analyst stuff, what's Morgan Fudley up to? Reiterating $5.90 for the buy. That's six. It's horrifying that a target price under $6 on the stock represents 60% upside. Wish my Schwanz had that much upside. My Schwanz has like 2% upside on a good day. We got Vijay Rakesh in there with the Mighty Miz raising his target price from big 350 up to 4. His face looks dour. Look at those jowls. What's up, Vijay? Call me, bro. Looks pretty chill. Just like, hey, bro, fuck you. Bag holder. So I'm chunky, but I'm not as chunky as you. These voices talk to me, guys. How many voices do you guys have in your head? I think I have, 17, 18 at any given time. Thousands in general, in aggregate. We got the Chunger, Cheech and Chung, Jeff Chung at Citibank, $8.10 in a buy. Reiterated that just a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Target price is coming in about $5, 5 big ones. Sawbuck. What does Market Watch say? Basically nothing. Nothing useful if I know Market Watch. No offense. I mean, it's a great site, but just reminds me of a big steaming pile of shit. Going over to CNEV Post. This is really kind of big news. Nio and Zeekr reached deal to share charging facilities, marking a rare collaboration between 2 direct competitors. Deutsche Bank expecting 27,000 this month, which would be excellent. Not too far behind Tesla. Nio swap stations, of course, complete initial coverage of all districts in Tianjin, which also is a great Latin spice. Put on a little bit of fruit, whatever you want. So they have 56 battery stations up in that motherfucker, and Nio's balls deep in Tianjin, which is good to know. So covering 16 districts, which is a lot. They got this fat guy here. I don't know what his situation is, but I don't know where that fat guy went. I tried to click on him. But that's what happens. You think you got a fat guy cornered, and he slips off the hook. But anyway, let's take a look at this Zeekr deal, because this is actually pretty good. So they're collaborating with the power. They don't go into much detail here. So the 3 brands can locate and use. So this basically puts it all in the app, and allows Nio to use Zeekr and Zeekr to use Nio. I think Nio has one of the largest charging networks, if not the largest charging network in China. Which is excellent. Very good, very good. So taking a look at the news, if you sort of look at where Nio's, but they're not competing for that, that real bottom feeder, low margin, super high volume business, which I think is a good thing. I think Firefly as well, they're looking for the upwardly mobile. They're looking, for, buyers that over time they can bring up through their product family, which I think is really good. They've consolidated everything down where they have one straight repetitive structures in business are extremely inefficient. You want to make one person, cover his area of expertise in as much of your organization as possible. So it doesn't make any sense for a sales manager in one district to have one sales manager for Nio, one sales manager for Envoy, a whole nother sales manager and structure, repair structure for Firefly. It's madness. And I was saying that since day one. You can have these sub brands, that they can be sub brands in name only. You don't have, it's like GM and Chevy, they have these differences. I don't know. I guess that lasts because they do good volume in trucks and SUVs. GM has, they don't sell a lot of vehicles, very high margins, but most of the time that just doesn't work. Like, you don't see Lincoln Mercury dealerships on every corner. It works with Lexus because, again, we have these sort of niches. They work on the higher end, but it doesn't work to go down. Like, you're not going to see, like, they're going to break off. They're going to do a Genesis dealership, Hyundai. They're not going to break off and do like a separate, sub brand below Kia. I think Kia is just a little too flashy for me, honey. I don't want to go swinging my huge dick around for the neighbors. My Elantra. A lot of the other housewives were jealous of my Elantra. No, honey, I think they were jealous of your beer belly. Oh, zing. Bing. So all the news that's fit to print, they started deliveries of the ET5 Touring. Wonderful news. They have 1,000 kilometers of range. This is also really good news. Envo, this huge SUV, beautiful SUV, looks a little bit like that Geely one, but I think just really nice lines. That original Envo looked like a Pontiac Aztec, like somebody took a shit on a car, like something out of Walter White's meth-induced nightmare. But anyway, Nio's Envoy L90 flagship SUV with the 85 kilowatt-hour battery will give you 605 kilometers of range, which is really quite respectable, and especially with battery swap is much more than adequate. So Nio launches revised ES66, more upgrades and appear from 37,000. You get a hell of a lot of value with Nio. This is another interesting story. Nio ET9 steer-by-wire technology received dual certification from China and Europe. That's the first time, a steer-by-wire technology has been certified, I believe, in Europe by any company. I'm pretty sure, at least I'm sure other companies will do it fairly soon. This is another good one if you want a review of Firefly. Sunday China Drive. Nio's Firefly is a compact EV that punches above its weight. So this is a good article just going through the consolidation. It's pretty basic, but basically they're unifying all these corporate structures, merging its two sub brands on, but they're doing a lot more than that within the corporation. So all these departments that were first tier departments are going to go other departments. They're going to consolidate a lot of these expensive executives. They're going to reduce the headcount significantly, and it should do a lot to reduce costs and therefore increase the overall margins. One would hope, as that's basically why you're trying to become more efficient. So additionally, new Envo product line department will be set up. Nio's user service experience. It goes through like what they're consolidating, how it's happening, sort of the nuts and bolts. You don't really, the point is it's going to cut costs, and they're just basically trimming a lot of the fat. Don't you make any jokes, you motherfucker. That Hawaiian burger joint? Say what again? That little white dude he shot got that Hawaiian burger. He's been in a lot of stuff, a lot of movies. Can't remember his name. He looked like he should have been in the Brat Pack, but he's like too young. Like he should have been like an 80s star, huge like cocaine problem, but he like came of age around 2000. Like, you're no DiCaprio. He's like, I know. Not even trying for that role. Why do you have to point that out? You're no DiCaprio. It's like, I know. You already said that. Unique New York. Unique New York. Sort of forgot what I was talking about. So yeah, the reorganization, 700,000 units. That's not William Lee. William Lee, handsome devil. So separately announced 700,000. Which is great. It's a great milestone. Hopefully, won't be too long till we hit 1 million units. That would be an even bigger milestone. It's a nice round number. And Me being a bit of a chunky stock monkey, I do like things around. They used to call me, and as an homage to Charles Barkley, I think it was my dad used to call me the round mound of rebound. Used to be a pretty good basketball player. Now, when I would my vertical leap, you really couldn't see any air between my toe and the beautiful parquet. I used to play most of my pickup games down at the Boston Garden. It was like that parquet. It was Kevin McHale. It was so awkward. It's like this guy looked like he'd be like maybe running like a tile company or something. He's so chesty. He's built like Chevy Chase. His little like weird dangly arms. He's so just all torso. Those short shorts. I don't know, man. I could do a full hour on basketball when I was a kid and things that have changed. The short shorts, catch a wing outline occasionally. Show's terrible. I have no idea, Hexcon. This Firefly could be the key to the whole thing. I know they don't have a swap network for this thing, which you say, okay, they botched the Envo rollout badly. Now they're botching the Firefly. I disagree. This deal with CATL is super important. They're going to integrate CATL's partners that are building now, for Choco. They're going to build when they're partnered with Nio on that platform. See, it's all going to get standardized. It's going to be messy. It's going to take time. But this tie up with CATL, what BYD is able to do in terms of price pressure, in terms of undercutting the competition, I don't think even with swap, I don't know if Nio would be able to withstand that without, your big brother sort of backing you up. This partnership, it will open up all kinds of doors. It will reduce costs. It will hasten the adoption of, swap, of the technology, of the brands. It just brings it gravitas. It brings credibility. It brings a certain je ne sais quoi. Not really, but I just like saying je ne sais quoi. Probably saying it all wrong. Anyway, what else is there to say about Nio? You just get this feeling. You got this with SoFi. You get this feeling. This is not a bad company. This is a good company that made SoFi didn't really make any mistakes, but this company's made some mistakes. They've rectified it. They've turned it around. They're not going bankrupt. The sales are on the upswing. They're going to get through the growing pains. And actually, they've been scoring some massive wins. You're going to see them selling units in MENA this year. Like they're going to sell a lot of units. They're going to build swaps over there. They're going to be making a lot of revenues over there. Their margins, everything's going to improve. We're reaching that tipping point where I think this thing's going to go. Now, you might say, hey, you're a fool. You've been getting kicked in both nuts. You just got kicked in the nuts, 13 times because you like a baker's dozen. The type of turd who can eat, 13 donuts. Hey, can you make that a baker's dozen? I don't think so, you fat fuck. What'd you say? Hey, would you like another jelly? No, why don't you make it a glazed old fashioned? Lucky guess. Oh, I know my way around a donut. Guys like a French cruller. Let me tell you a little secret. I like a French cruller. Oh, one of my favorites. Buttermilk bar. The old standby, the old apple fritter dunked in coffee. I've never had one of those. I've never eaten one apple fritter in my car. Gone back in for a second apple fritter. And you get extra filling in there, extra apple pie filling in there. Just see like they made a mistake, left you a big clump. You just break it open like a fat kid opening up one of those fruit pies. Hey, Mom, they messed up. They gave me extra filling. Don't tell your brothers. They'll punch you in your duodenum. Take that fruit pie away from you. You got the short legs, you won't be able to catch them. Shaped like a pear, son. My mom was from the Ozarks. Guys, I got to end this show. It's terrible. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. What day is Nio earnings? I think it was like June 11th or 12th. I don't know. Does it say over here? Let's see. It looks like the 25th, but I don't think that's earnings. I want to say earnings was like I think it was the 12th. If memory serves, I just remember that date from somewhere, but I want to say it's not immediately there. Like a lot of people are saying down in the comments, like, "Hey, look at XPeng." Of course, I've looked at XPeng, and I know they're crushing a lot. That Mona, I mean, they just came out with a full self-driving Mona. It's 18 grand. I mean, they're selling those things faster than they can make them. It's a good plow, but they're not making much on those. Margin's very, very low putting all that technology into an $18,000 vehicle. I mean, they're not BYD. They're a relatively small player still. And if you're counting on that flying car, I mean, let me disabuse you of that fantasy. I mean, I'm not saying they're not going to mass produce it. I'm not saying they're not going to spin it off. They might, do another, an offering, secondary, whatever it is. But that truck, that like giant truck, thing looks like a freaking World War II half track. I mean, how practical is that? How many units can they actually sell? What happens when the first person, falls out of the sky and dies? It's going to be terrifying. I just wouldn't base things on that. I like Firefly much better than I like a flying car. Firefly competing with Mona, we don't need to do it. I mean, they got grounded. We were just doing all this ridiculous, expensive fluff. I mean, I don't even know how much I like. I would scale back on sort of the Nio house spending, the lifestyle spending. I don't think you're going to tie up your identity with your car brand. Unless you're some, tiny wang loser, big raised pickup. Guilty. June 3rd. Thank you, Mark IT8. Leave it to the IT man. Fix your computer, tell you when earnings is. So that's not too long. What is that? Monday? I don't know. The Seth Rogen. God damn it. Why do people keep saying that? Okay, so I look and talk like Seth Rogen. Fuck me in the goat ass. Sold all my Nio when it was 5. Just bought some again. Oh, there you go. Nice flip. That's what they said. Yeah. They say, well, I don't know how much profit it's going to be. I don't know if they're going to sell anybody, but at least it's one. They put a notch in the headboard. At least get some stank on your hang low, as they say in the church. Definitely don't like and subscribe. It's the worst mistake you could ever make. Yeah. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'm not saying XPeng is a bad buy. I mean, they have artificial intelligence, AI. Their full self-driving is supposed to be incredible. I mean, the notion, like I'm heavily invested in Tesla. Not as much as I used to be, but the notion that Tesla is the only company that can do full self-driving or that can do, driverless robo-taxi is just they're already doing it. They just started doing it in Saudi Arabia. The other companies are already doing ride hailing. I know it's not as complex end to end. They don't have, the same level of AI. Thanks, Eric Stats. Thanks, IT guy. 3rd of June, guys. 3rd of June. So what the hell earnings was it that I saw was on the 12th? Right? Another one of the 112 companies that I own. Just individuals. I have way too many stocks. Tracking position turns into a 10-year-old, getting fatter and older, more wrinkled, holding a bunch of dog shit, bag holding like a big stupid turd. Anyway, guys, great to see you. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Not a Lurker. Thanks, Birdie. Thanks, the rest of you. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, IT8, for providing those answers. We'll give you some Google points for that. Guys, appreciate it. Peace. I'm out.